So let's be honest, school districts are spending a lot of money on things like Blackboard or other platforms to share information with students, and they're not going on there, not unless there's a mobile app that's free. They are just looking at Twitter and other ways to text message. So that's why Remind101 is such an awesome site. I'm finishing up the year here, but in this fall I'm going to create new classes. So this year I had 5 classes that I was teaching. This one I've left blank so you don't see any students. But if I had put students in here, they would be over here on the right side. The class codes would be at EPF Online. Here's a phone number that they would use, and what you literally do is you invite students and parents to get in there, and you can have either full presentation or download, but essentially all it says is that if you text that number and use the class code at EPF Online, it then sends you back a message. It asks you for your name. I always say to the kids, just do your first name and your last initial. I say to the parents, just use Mr. and Mrs. You don't have to give a full name, as long as I can kind of figure out who it is. And the reason I want to figure out who it is, because if you click add class or subscriber, you can actually send a message to, if you have at least 3 kids, you need to send a message to, or 4 or 5, it has to be a minimum of 3. Then you can just send kind of a select message, and all you do is you just put the message here. And here's the great thing, you don't have to send it right away. So you can go to the date, the calendar, you can click on the date, you can click on the time, scroll and find a time that you really want to send it. I usually send it about 5:30 or 6 when I know the kids are going to be home. Here's a cool feature, you can also send it an attachment. So again, with the assignments, you can go find it. If you're like me and you use Google Drive a lot, you could actually go in, find your assignment, and then shrink it using something called tinyurl or bit.ly.com, and then you could attach the link to the actual document in your message, and the kids could get the exact item that they need. What's really interesting is if I'm going to go here and go to some of my sent messages, and what you can see is that you can actually send a tweet, assuming you're logged into Twitter as I am, and then you tweet it and it goes out there, and if your kids follow your Twitter account, then that's another way, easy way, that they're going to get your message once it's when you want them to get it. So it's really that simple to do this. It's called Remind101.com. You can invite friends and colleagues. I have most of my department use it, and I have a ton of people in my county use it because it's so awesome. You notice the word parents. On back to school night, I have a lot of parents sign up. If I have kids who don't turn in on assignments on a regular basis, I then call the parents and say, please sign up so you too can get the text message. So Remind101.com. Hope this was helpful.